Hey, and welcome to Matt and Jess TV. I am Matt Rose.
And I'm Jessica Bun Bun.
We are here with our House of the Dragon Season 3, Episode 4 reaction and review.
Mhm.
I think we have obviously a million things to talk about, but let's just start by continuing to give the show its flowers this
Mhm.
season. Like, this has been far and away like leagues better than season 2 so far. I mean, we're at the halfway mark, a lot can change. I actually think this is the best season. I think it's better than what we had in season 1.
Wow. No, it really is, though. It's true. I mean,
Yeah.
episode 3 for me was probably my favorite episode of the entire series. And I mean, those first two episodes, yes,
Mhm.
they were supposed to probably be the end of last season, but they're not. They're part of this season. They were so phenomenal.
Yeah, like episode 2 for me is probably my personal favorite of the season so far. But I mean, this episode, while it didn't necessarily have like the crazy sequence as what we saw with the gullet or anything,
Mhm.
it did actually address my biggest criticism of episode 3, which was, Ormond, does he kind of suck? And now that we've watched him in this episode, he is interesting. I'm not saying I'm rooting for this guy, but he is like a million times more compelling than I thought he was before.
Yeah, I wish that we had gotten more information like this on him before
Yes.
throughout time. It's just now we finally are getting to know him, his relationship with Daron, and how it's all unfolding. It's fascinating.
Yeah, like we're no longer in a, oh, it's just Team Green, Team Black sort of situation. Now we have, all right, here is Rhaenyra, here's kind of Alicent, here is Aemon, and here is, out of completely all of them, here's, like, there are so many different players now. We
Yeah.
are slowly descending into absolute chaos, and given just how much time we have left on the show, season 4 is going to be the final one.
Yeah.
This is the time for chaos, and I'm very, very happy about it.
But before we go any further, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stick with us all season long for more House of the Dragon reviews. We will continue to have those reviews for you up as soon as the episodes are over.
Yeah, and if you guys do want to support us even further, be sure to join our YouTube memberships. Over there, we have a new exclusive House of the Dragon video where we go through this big, fascinating question of, is Mysaria, aka the White Worm, actually a witch? Is there something mystical going on behind her being this master of whispers? It's a really fun discussion. We're going to have more House of the Dragon exclusives over there as well. So thank you so much to everyone supporting us on YouTube memberships.
Yes, thank you. Okay, is Helaena pregnant? Because yes, absolutely. I was just like, I saw her in the background trying to fit her clothes on while Alicent was in the foreground, had a little bit of a conversation with Rhaenyra. I was like, why are we getting Helaena having issues getting her dress on? What is going on back there? I know they try to like make her be a little bit flighty. Oh, where am I? What's going on? Here's a bug. But I was like, she doesn't know how to put her clothes on. And then the minute that she came over and you had Alicent trying to fit it around her, she was like, oh no, Helaena. Oh no, what is going on? And it's her being pregnant, I mean, is such a huge game changer at this point, especially since it's very likely gonna be a boy.
Yeah, like this is the thing here. Now, we know that House of the Dragon has taken many liberties from the source material, Fire and
Absolutely.
Blood.
Absolutely.
But in the source material, there is another character who is a boy named Maelor. And I know that there has been a lot of questions from book fans. We're not book readers, so we don't know anything that happens there of like,
No.
where's Maelor? What's going to happen with Maelor? And this is a pretty big departure from a lot of that. But if this is Maelor potentially turning up now, it's a pretty big problem.
Oh, that's a huge problem. I mean, Alicent already is in this really weird spot that she had this conversation with Rhaenyra where Rhaenyra was like, do you ever like regret sending Daron off? And she's just like, look at how my sons turned out. I had a bunch of Targaryen kids. My boys, they didn't turn out so great. So, I did what a mother had to do. I wanted to have one that was a high tower. I wanted him to have another shot. And I think I did the right thing. We'll see. I mean, we already saw how it worked out with the kids that stayed with me. But as far as Rhaenyra, she already is sort of just really trying to get a handle on all the heirs, and the idea that Aegon's got a son coming is not great.
Yeah, there's a handful of options that are suddenly presenting themselves to her, or will, given that she doesn't have this information just yet. But let's
Right.
all presume that eventually she gets there, because I think this is a part of the reality of this situation where Allison, I think the look on her face is a lot here. Like, she knows that this could be some trouble for them. Are you going to just hide out, try to hide this, try to make sure nobody knows? Are you going to try to flee?
Yeah, you can't hide this.
Yeah.
Like, is this a situation where she's going to be like, bring in the tea? We can't deal with
Hmm.
this, or are they going to have to flee? They're going to have to maybe push it along with Rhaenyra to be like, okay, we've given you as much as we can.
Yeah.
You've declared Aegon dead. Aemon's in the wind. Like, everything is pretty much yours at this point. So, like, just let us go, and that way, maybe she can still have this child, but if she continues to stay there as a guest, we'll
Yeah.
call her prisoner, there's no hiding this. Rhaenyra is going to know, and at
Yeah.
that point, I don't know what Rhaenyra is going to do.
Yeah, like if I'm just to, I'll put on my tinfoil hat here
All
for a
right.
moment. I feel like Rhaenyra has been as merciful as anybody who is a ruler in the extended Game of Thrones universe is going to be, and I don't think that she would want to do away with this child.
No,
How,
no way. I don't think so.
However, and this is a very big however here, if it's just Rhaenyra has the information, that's one thing, and she can try to send this child into exile, try to get Alicent to leave, do X, Y, or Z, but just one person, one wrong person finds out about this along the way, and it just feels like there are a lot of wrong people, but in particular, Damon, I'm looking at you here. I don't trust Damon by any stretch of the imagination to let this child be okay. He's capable of really dark things.
I just also don't know what Alicent and Helena's plan was before this child.
Yeah.
Helena was the queen, and she still looks exactly the same. Where is it that they were going to hide exactly? So, on top of that, now she's going to be what, going around the countryside with a baby, and no one's going to think, like, oh, okay, this is Aegon's wife. This is their baby. This is the actual heir to the throne now. If Aegon is dead, this is it.
It's funny because I feel like this is a gigantic recurring theme of this episode, which is you people, you didn't really think a lot of things through here. And I think
No.
Alicent, she hasn't thought that far ahead beyond just where she is. And it's like, yeah, temporarily before this pregnancy reveal, like she was okay for now. But even that situation probably had an expiration date. And now
Yeah.
you're pushing all this ahead so much faster without even thinking about, okay, you know, what is Aemond going to eventually think about this? Because we haven't seen Daemon in a little while. Or what is Aegon, if Aegon ever emerges and comes back? Like, there's all these variables, even within her own supposed side, that could change things.
Yeah, and I really feel like that conversation that Alicent and Rhaenyra had about how did you feel about sending Daron away? We know that Joffrey's away.
Yeah.
She has sent for Joffrey to come back. That while it's about that currently, because only one party knows about this pregnancy, I feel like that conversation, if Rhaenyra finds out, is going to come back into play again, where it's going to kind of be like, okay, the way that you're going to be able to continue on is this baby's got to go and this baby's got to go. I don't care where, but it can never be with you guys.
Yeah, and then it becomes a negotiation where if you're Alicent, you got to try to find a place to put this child, and that's like a much more difficult thing than you would imagine, because like she doesn't want to send a baby beyond the wall, like
Yep.
that they go somewhere else, somewhere that Rhaenyra has allegiances that aren't going to be a problem. Like the list is a little bit limited.
It's really thin because I don't see for a second that Rhaenyra would allow that child to be taken care of by any Hightowers. None. No
No.
one in Alicent's family. So at that point, it's like, well, where do they go?
Yeah, and speaking of Alicent's family, this is where we get into Ormond, where we learn a few valuable things about him throughout this episode. I
Mhm.
mean, number one, we learn about his endgame. We'll get more into that in a moment. Number two, He really likes smelling things, which is just a very bizarre personality trait to introduce at this point.
And he also doesn't like smelling things. I found that really interesting that he's very much, he's got a nose that knows that either he really, really likes something or something can bother him to the ends of the earth.
I feel like Ormond also took a little bit of a page from A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Just probably my favorite scene of the entire episode is when he freaks out and there's a few people in the room that just get sent away and he's just swearing and was like, man,
Chopping up his table.
yeah, it's like, that's a good table. What are you doing to yourself, Ormond? But it just feels,
It's temporary.
yeah, that's the thing. Ormond, okay, we know a little bit more about what he's really after because I felt like entering episode 4, this was a terrible plan. He was just going to go here and I don't know what. It's just like you're biding your time, but now we know.
Yeah, waiting for Eamon, who is who knows where.
Yeah, like now it really feels like you're just biding your time, not forever, but you're kind of just sitting back and hoping that everyone else kind of takes each other out because you feel like you're better than all these Targaryens. They have their way of doing things. We are more civilized. We are better rulers, even though Darren is technically, a Targaryen here, Ormond, but you brought him up. You think he's different. You think he's going to be the right ruler. But this is once again a very risky idea of, if we just kind of dilly-dally around here and occupy some homes and hopefully nothing happens to us, like eventually maybe we will get there. Sure?
Listen, I really like Darren so far. I'm feeling like if he's the person who's going to end up getting put on the throne, he seems very kind. Watching him with his dragon, where I still am like, I got a beef. Okay, here's my beef at Damon. How did you allow that dragon to not come back with you?
Yeah.
You literally saw that dragon there. You took a blonde kid with you and left the dragon. I thought he had like flown that dragon back with him. He literally said, I want Darren. You guys can't have that dragon out there. But then you took this kid and you left this dragon. I couldn't believe it. This is not a move that Damon would ever make. And I don't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
You're right. This is the biggest plot hole of the entire season because like Damon is ruthless. He does things that are reckless. He's going to do things more extreme than what Rhaenyra would ever want. Why would he ever leave the dragon?
He also said that he didn't want that dragon out there. So why would he ever leave it? Like it didn't make any sense to me. I was glad to see Daron with his dragon because it showed me what a kind, caring person he is. Lots of empathy. You've got Ormond coming in being like, oh, that's a thing. It's not an anything. Don't be, so kind to it. It's a whatever. It's a floor lamp, basically. But that he's not like that. And I was like, okay, it's great to be able to see that, but this dragon is a huge plot hole.
Yeah, I don't really understand that. I hope they circle back to it and we can get a little bit more information from Damon's point of view because like Damon, he will do what needs to be done and he'll do what he thinks needs to be done. And it feels like him going after that dragon would be that very thing. But let's just stay on Damon here and questionable decisions that Damon is doing because he just can't help himself. He always has to feel like he has a small amount of power, and now he has that in the decisions that he has made regarding Rhaena, who he has decided to let live alongside your favorite dragon, Sheep Stealer, who are just sort of hiding out in a cave.
It was interesting, and I actually really appreciated that back and forth between Rhaena and him, where she was just like, I've always been the kid that doesn't matter, that you don't listen to. I'm the kid that couldn't get the dragon. I'm the one that was, the nothing kid. And now, I've made this big mess. I've got this dragon that doesn't listen to me. And I've done this thing where I feel that not only should Rhaenyra not forgive me, but I don't forgive myself for it. And I feel like I should live in exile with this mess that I made, with this dragon I'm feeding sheep to, and that's the only reason he's sticking around. You've got Damon, the father, but also, Rhaenyra's husband, right? So what's the right thing to do? He's like, I don't want to lie to her. I typically don't. So this doesn't feel great. This is a betrayal if I don't tell her. Then you've got her asking like, listen, I never ask you for anything. this is the one time I'm asking you to put me first. One time. You don't have to ever see me again or come near me again. I'm just going to live in this cave with this dragon. Don't worry about it. Just do me one solid. And you could see it all over his face where he was just like, I know that Rhaenyra will obviously be upset, but she will see that this was an accident. She is not going to take
Mm,
Rhaena out. Like, Rhaena will be able to get through this. And that's why I was like, oh, it's such a conflict. But I really feel like he should have just put his dad hat on and not gotten guilted by her and went back and was like, Rhaenyra, we have a problem, and this is the actual real of what happened with Rhaena. Everything was an accident. Let's take a minute, count to 10, calm down,
yeah.
and then figure it out together.
I think that is what he should have done. Like, I agree with you. Just because, Damon, you do not need to hold on to this as a secret. I understand.
Or let your daughter live in a cave with
Yeah.
this dragon that doesn't like listen to her, could kill her at any minute. Like, the dragon is in charge. That's so dangerous.
This is really dangerous. This is not a good fate for Rhaena. And I know Rhaena feels terrible about everything that happened. And, she made her own reckless decision to charge in there with the dragon that she had no control over. But it was fundamentally an accident. But this,
Yes.
I at least appreciate this episode for Damon just because it made him a much more complicated character to me. Because Damon, he's always been a jerk. Like, I think we can all be in agreement that, like, this is somebody who makes a lot of bad decisions and likes to keep information for himself and have all of this power. Like, we even saw him be a heel when he visited the Vale, and basically he demanded money in exchange for him going away because he
Hmm.
knows that he's a heel. He shows like a small element of empathy and not just, taking out Rhaena, taking out Sheep Stealer, and letting them let their wishes be held true. Is it still the right way to handle this situation? I'm with you. Probably not. But in his mind, I think he feels like, all right, this is me showing that I do care about somebody. I care about my daughter.
Yeah, he's showing, listen, I respect your decision. This is
Mhm.
really what you want to do. I've offered you another out. This is truly you as a young adult. This is what you want to do. I'm going to respect your decision. But at the same time, she's very young. This is a very long life to end up just being a cave dweller with
Yeah.
this dragon. He should have made another decision and just put it out there to get her back.
Yeah, like it's possible that Sheep Stealer never comes around, but at the same time, is there like a dragon rehabilitation program? Can we get Sheep Stealer around? I don't know, other dragons in a less chaotic environment? Like, there something more that can be done? I am choosing to believe, and we say this with no advanced knowledge of the books, but I'm gonna choose to believe this is not the end of Rhaena's story. She's going to have a chance to emerge at some point in the future.
I really hope so. I don't want this to just be the end of her life. She's going to just live in this cave with this dragon forever, and
No.
that is it. I mean, she did have a choice to leave the dragon behind and come back home, and she's dedicated.
Yeah, and she's far from number one on the list of people least deserving of having a dragon or happiness. Because I feel like number one on this list is Ulf, Ulf is such a loser. Like, Ulf, you have a dragon, you have riches like you never had. Why are you going to the tavern? Why are you living it up with your old buddies? And then in what universe do you think that coming back to Rhaenyra and be like, hey, can you pardon this person? Can you help this person out? Can you help? It's so ridiculous. There's a part of me that did find it just a tinge unbelievable because you got to understand, Dolph, that this is not the same position that you were once in. But I think he may just be so self-obsessed that he can never get over the fact that I don't ever want to change. I always just want to be Ulf no matter where I am.
Yeah, and I think that he didn't really understand that by taking this position on, taking this dragon on, he can't go back to his old life, which she made very clear to him. This is it. You want to have a mead, you can have it here at the castle. Like, you're not going back to the tavern anymore.
I just think it was a fundamental mistake ever bringing this guy on board. And maybe Rhaenyra's sitting back at some point and she'll be like, oh, I was 2 out of 3 with some of these. Adam seems reasonable enough. Hugh, he's turned into at least a trusted asset. And,
Yeah.
there's always going to be someone who goes awry. I'm just sitting back and being like, was there not someone just I don't know, any other person you could have given a dragon to this guy, because I feel like he's either gonna go rogue and just do whatever he wants, or he's gonna join someone else because he is so entitled. Somebody's gonna offer him something that he thinks is better.
And like Corliss, who's just pieced out and left. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I understand that he's upset, but he is the hand. And he's just like, you know what? The hand doesn't need to be sitting there. Alan, you got this. I'm just going to go off and do some other stuff right now. It was really shocking he made that decision.
Yeah.
But I mean, what did Rhaenyra expect? I'm sure at some point she was just like, I know he's not going to be happy about it,
Yeah.
but he'll come around. No, he left.
These are two really, really stubborn people who need to find a way to work together, but I don't know if they ever will again, because I think Rhaenyra feels like he needs to get over it, and I think Corlys feels like he'll never get over it, and so the
Right.
two of them, they're just at this impasse, and this weird, bizarrely ironic situation has shaped itself at Rhaenyra's small council, because just think back to before she was in King's Landing, her small council was a gong show. Somehow, it is still a gong show. Your master of coin is someone you don't even like, who you've just brought on board so that you can eventually blame them. You have Alan, who has no experience in this at all, just standing there kind of trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, this small council has got some really bad problems on it.
Yeah.
But she's starting from scratch. She knows that her other small council, they were not doing it for her. They weren't really there for her. She does have to start from scratch. And I really like that this is the goon squad that's together at this point, because it would work out like this, where, you know, she wasn't able to just slip into being queen. There's a ton of problems that she's inherited. She doesn't have a small council. She doesn't know who to trust. And this is what you get.
Okay, now here's the interesting part of the small council is we're sort of seeing the simmering of a Daemon versus White Worm situation. It's already
yes.
been there, but it feels pretty obvious to me that whether it's mysticism, knowledge, foresight, whatever, that like she knows that that is not the dragon rider that Daemon brought back. It is very convenient that he brought back a head that is clearly unrecognizable, that is in such a physical shape you will never be able to identify them.
Yeah, and I mean, even Rhaenyra questioned it a little bit
Yeah.
to just be like, who is this? Like, I don't even know who this is. How do
Yeah.
you know that this is the person? Like, I'm completely confused.
Yeah, and him just being like, trust me, I'm not going to give any other information, just trust me. It's sort of like somebody going to their friends and saying, I saw Bigfoot in the woods. How do you know? Trust me, bro, it was Bigfoot. You have no photos, you have no evidence, you literally just have a head. I just think that eventually White Worm, her interests are being made clear. The small folk, Rhaenyra, keeps siding with her. She sided with her again in this episode that the small folk were the priority. I think this is going to drive Daemon more and more up the wall. Like he finally got on board last season. I worry that this is all going to fall apart if she keeps siding with White Worm.
Okay, the thing that's driving me up the wall is
Yeah.
where is Aemond? This is 2 episodes now where he is nowhere. We have Alice, you know, Kristen showing up. Oh, we're here to meet Aemond. Oh, he's gone. Yeah, bye. Took, you know, his dragon. I don't know where he is. I'm just here in this damn castle by myself. Oh, do you own this castle? No, I'm just here taking care of the castle. He's gone. The dragon's gone. Okay, we're good. I was just like, and they just kind of believe it. They're
Yeah.
like, looked around the castle. Oh, I don't see Vhagar anywhere, so it must be true. And I'm just like, okay, so the information I'm getting from this then is that Aemon probably isn't dead, because if he was, she wouldn't have really been able to deal with that dragon. That dragon has to be somewhere, hidden somewhere. I don't think that she's helped him get better and he's gone. I think he's still in the castle, but for whatever amount of time they've been together now, maybe he just needs more time to heal. Maybe there's a friendship developing there, relationship developing there. He needs more time. And this person's a person who has saved his life. So he's moved his dragon somewhere, and he's just like, until I can get back on my feet, anybody that comes knocking, I've left.
Yeah, if this was not Sir Kristen Cole, who is obviously the weak link in House of the Dragon, it should be universally agreed upon. I would
The worst.
I would find it hard to believe that anyone else would, you know, really buy into what Alice is saying. But Kristen, sure. Like
He's a dum-dum.
yeah, I'm with you. Like I 100% think that Aemond is there somewhere still
Yeah.
recuperating because like Alice, she's mystical in her own right. Like I can
Mhm.
envision a situation where she's got Aemond off in some sort of trance where she's telling him, "You are now the chosen one because I tried all this stuff with Damon and Damon wouldn't give me anything. You have shown up. You are here. You are of the right blood. Blah 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 blah. Eventually, something is going to happen." And also, Aemon did almost die if he is still alive. So I don't think it's like unreasonable for us to sit here and be like, he probably does need some time to recuperate. He's not
Right.
Wolverine. Like he's not going to jump out of bed the next morning.
I don't think that they've just killed him off screen
No.
for by any means.
Yeah, okay, let's go back to how much of a dum dum Kristen is here because he
Oh my
proposes
god.
in the midst of seemingly believing Alice that, all right, we have a new plan. We're just gonna hide and this is all gonna be okay. I know Kristen is experienced in battle, like he has more, I guess, know how than some other people in this world. This seems like a great plan if your only objective is maybe we can stay alive longer for another week, but you're still severely outnumbered. We're going to own the shadows. Kristen, you suck. I don't believe you. You're never really going to get the favor of the people around you either.
And that's not really what they're skilled at, hiding in the
Yes.
shadows. They are skilled at working together as a team and in big numbers. This is feels like something that he's just doesn't have experience
Yeah.
at, and neither does his team.
We have these two storylines, and they're probably the weakest storylines on House of the Dragon right now. But I'm sitting back and I'm wondering, who would I rather hang out with? Would I rather hang out with Kristen and Gawain, or would I rather hang out with Larys and Aegon? And Aegon's a horrible person who's done horrible things,
But that scene with that dragon broke me apart. I felt so bad. I mean, we're big animal lovers.
yes.
So watching him like sitting beside his dragon, dead, stroking his head, begging it to come back, I was like, oh my God.
That's the crazy thing. I would rather be around Aegon and Larys than Kristen and Gawain. Like, yes, Aegon is
I'd
gorgeous.
rather be in the cave with Sheep Stealer.
Okay,
You
yeah.
know what? Like these two storylines are not doing it for me.
No, yeah, the stuff with Sunfire was really powerful and interesting, but that I think spoke more to the dragon and the connection that dragons have to some of these people. Like this entire episode with at least Aegon was really just like how far this guy has fallen, and even at this point, I also kind of feel Aegon. You know where you are. Why are you still having hissy fits about every little thing? You've done this a few times. I thought that by this point, Larys would have him in line and have him stop doing this. I'm kind of surprised that he just hasn't been taken out yet.
Yeah, I think it's just his personality. He's a brat. He thinks he's entitled.
Yeah.
He was pushed onto the throne. He thinks he's king. Like, there's all these things about him that I feel like for him are really hard to let go. He's lost his dragon. He's in grief.
Mm.
Yeah, he's a terrible person. But this storyline, I'm very nervous about now because if we're going to be staying where he is, where it's like, you know, lick my boots, blah, blah, I am not interested in a repeat of like a Ramsay Bolton situation over and over and over and over again. We have seen this type of a situation so many times in the Game of Thrones universe. Aegon has already gone through it and he's lost tremendously.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in a humiliation scene over and over again. Like I hope that this is it, that he's been put in place and we're done.
I also just think that if the goal here, and you know, who can really speak to what the goal is, but if the goal is to try to make us sympathize with Aegon, I don't know if I'm ever going to get there just because of the things that
I'm
Aegon
not.
has done in the past. Yeah.
Right.
It's fine if you want to show there's more to this character than just his past, but if you go too far down this rabbit hole, it's going to feel like you guys want us to have sympathy for a character that I'm never going to have sympathy for. Like Larys is at least fascinating. He's a survivor, he's a schemer. Like those characters can be fun to watch, but I just hope we kind of have some stuff converge there sooner rather than later.
I really wish that they would get to the end goal of this because I'm not interested in this road trip with these two.
No, that's why I've been happy when it hasn't gotten a lot of airtime. But
Yeah.
I do feel like in general, we're leaving this episode in a really fascinating point
Yeah.
because everyone is vulnerable. Nobody really seems like they have that much dominance right now. And with there being like 3 or 4 sides as opposed to just two,
Yeah.
like anything could really happen. And because George is angry about the show at times, anything may very well happen.
Absolutely.
But that is where we are coming out of House of the Dragon season 3, episode 4. Let us know, what do you guys think is going to happen with Helena's pregnancy? Give us your thoughts, your theories, and you can support us further by joining our YouTube memberships. We
Yes.
have our exclusive video over there about White Worm. Is she really a witch? Check that out. Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
We will see you here next time.